only 34% of couples say that they are happy with their sex life. And every single year, thousands of relationships around the world stop having sex more than once a month, which is considered a sexless relationship. And it's not because they're not a good match or because they don't love each other. It is because that passion and desire start to fade because most people have no idea how to sustain it. And it's no one's fault, but if it doesn't get addressed, it can lead to the end of a relationship. Like literally, over 75% of sexless marriages end in divorce. Now, typically, in situations like this, there's one partner who wants sex more and one partner who wants it less. This is called a desire discrepancy, and it's more common than not in relationships. If you're the one that wants sex less and you feel tired of always saying no to your partner and rejecting them and feeling guilty about that, this video is made specifically for you. My name is Hannah, also known as the Libido Fairy, and I am a sex coach who has just in the last few years helped hundreds of married millennial women struggling with low libido to start craving sex again in their relationships. So today, we are going to dive into what to do so that you can stop constantly rejecting your partner and feeling guilty. And we're going to go over how you can also reignite affection and connection and intimacy in your relationship without feeling overwhelmed by that fear that can come up around turning your partner on and then having to say no. So let's get into it. So if you're always feeling disconnected and hesitant to show affection, the first step to overcoming this fear is to understand what is going on underneath. What are the underlying causes? So I remember back in 2019, I was so afraid to show affection to my partner and so avoidant of anything related to sex. I would wear clothes to bed. I would shut down in conversations about sex. I would hide when I was changing, say that I was on my period when I wasn't. I would say I would have a headache, like any excuse, like you get the picture. It was not good. What I told myself was that if I turned my partner on, I would then have to say no, and then I would hurt their feelings, and then I would disappoint them. But this wasn't the whole truth, and it might not be for you either. First, one of the biggest issues that I had was just absolutely not being educated about what my body needed or how desire actually works. One of the hugest revelations for me was realizing and understanding that I am a responsive desire type, not a spontaneous desire type. And what that means is spontaneous desire is like you feel all of a sudden out of the blue, out of nowhere desire for sex. It starts in your mind and then your body follows. But responsive desire works the opposite way. It starts in your body with pleasure and arousal and then moves into your mind saying, I want to have sex. So you need some kind of emotional or physical stimulation to begin to feel desire. Now, this means that if your partner, who might be more of a spontaneous desire type, asks you directly, do you want to have sex? Your immediate response might be no, because your body hasn't had the chance to actually get on board yet. And it's not that you don't want sex ever, it's just that you need to be warmed up physically before you feel that desire turn on. And for years, I did not understand that about myself. I thought that because I wasn't spontaneously turned on, something was wrong with me, or I just didn't love my partner enough. But the truth was, I just needed to approach desire differently. And I needed my partner to approach me differently so I wouldn't have that like automatic no response. So a little later in the video, I'm going to share some of the ways that I asked my partner to initiate with me so that I could say yes more. But I also had things that I could ask for rather than saying no. So for me, that looked like asking for more time in affectionate activities like going for walks together, talking about our day, cuddling, kissing, showering, giving my body that pleasure that it needed to feel more turned on. Now, beyond the basics of my body's needs and my desire type, I had some serious, deeper fears around initiating affection and having it lead to sex that you might be able to also relate to. When we say things like, I'm afraid to hurt my partner's ego or my partner's feelings, it's usually a projection of our own deeper fears and a way to just blame our partner instead of taking responsibility. It isn't just about what your partner does or doesn't do or how they respond, but it's our own fears about three things: being afraid of conflict, being afraid of holding space for our partner's disappointment, and the fear of being a failure as a partner and something that might indicate that you are failing as a partner. But conflict and disappointment and making mistakes are a valuable part of a relationship. We're not supposed to be these perfect robots that just do everything our partner wants. Learning how to set boundaries and communicate what you need is what makes a healthy relationship, not avoidance or people pleasing. Overcoming those fears of conflict and fears of disappointment and working to have a truly fulfilling sex life and relationship is tough. But you know what's worse? The relationship ending because you were too afraid to be honest and courageous and face these fears and ask for something to change. So next, we're going to address how you can start overcoming these challenges. But first, if you are liking the video so far, you're relating to what I'm saying, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more tips on intimacy and relationships. Now, let's talk about how you can start to rebuild some of that affection in your relationship with these steps. Step number 1 is to redefine initiation. So if you're saying no because you're worried that initiation means a commitment to full-on sex, it's time to redefine what initiation looks like. So instead of your partner asking, do you want to have sex? They can ask something more open-ended, like, are you open to playing? Are you open to becoming turned on? Would you like to cuddle with me? Would you like to take a shower together and see where it goes? This makes it easier for you to say yes to intimacy without that pressure of going all the way. You can also explicitly say when they ask, hey, I'm open to taking a shower together and making out, and I don't know that I'm available for penetration. Like, communication is so valuable. Once my partner and I started having these types of conversations, it really took the pressure off and allowed us to explore multiple different types of intimacy without expectation for sex. And ironically, that led to having more frequent and fulfilling sex. So solution number 2 is creating backup activities. Having a backup alternative connecting activity in mind, so if you're not feeling it, and you're not up for sex, but you still want to connect, you can suggest something else, like cuddling or giving each other massages or mutual masturbation or just lying together. This way you're still nurturing the connection, and it might even lead to more intimacy if you're both feeling comfortable, but it doesn't have to. So for example, if I knew that I wasn't available for sex, I would say something like, hey, I'm not up for that right now, but I would love to cuddle and just be close to you. So having that backup activity can help lessen some of that guilt or some of that disconnection that can happen when you say no. And my partner still feels connected and seen and appreciated, and we still have intimacy, even if I'm a no for what he wants. Number 3 is be honest about what you are not open to. So I alluded to this a little bit before, but it is so important to be clear about what you are not up for. If you know that you are not going to be available for penetrative sex, be upfront about it. Say, I am a yes to cuddling, but I am not available for penetration tonight. It really helps manage expectations and avoid disappointment later. This is so key because if you leave things open-ended sometimes, when you know you are not, absolutely not in the mood, it can lead to even more disappointment and more confusion for your partner. So be honest about what you are available for and what you're not. It really helps both of you feel a lot more secure and connected about what you are doing and what you're moving forward with. And sometimes there's a big fear of initiating or saying yes to sex because you don't know how to cool things down if you are not feeling it. So I want to just give you some tangible phrases you can use to cool things off without hurting ego or hurting feelings or worrying about that. So you can say things like, hey babe, can we slow things down right now? This doesn't feel comfortable for me right now. You can say, hey, can we take a breather and just cuddle for a second? I'm having a hard time feeling present. You can say, hey, just a quick check-in. I'm loving what we're doing right now, but just so you know, I don't really want to go any further. Can we just stay right here? You can say, I need a pause. I feel my body tensing. I feel my body closing off. Using these types of phrases can help you navigate those intimate moments with a little bit more confidence, ensuring that both you and your partner feel respected and connected. Breaking the cycle of fear and rejection requires consistent effort and open communication. And it's not just about avoiding turning your partner on and then saying no, but about creating this safe space where you and your partner can both express your needs and desires. And it's okay if there's no's and yeses mixed in there. But by redefining initiation, creating some backup activities, and really being honest about what you're open to and what you're not, you can start to rebuild that affection and intimacy and closeness in your relationship. I also totally get that it can be really hard to prioritize sex when you actually have no desire for it. So if you're really struggling with not feeling any desire for sex and wondering what to do about it, you can just watch this video right here where I'm going to break down 4 core causes of low libido in women. It'll give you a little bit more clarity about why you might not be feeling desire and what to do about it. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.